So this cannot be possible. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, it's probably one of the most popular theories on Mangle, and I actually believed it for quite a while. But, I mean, no offense to those people, but I'm not saying you're wrong. This is just my opinion. But anyway, this can't be possible. Mangle's second head was not a parrot. I mean, I would believe that if we had never actually seen Mangle fixed. No, I'm not talking about Funtime Foxy from Sister Location. I'm talking about Funtime Foxy from FNAF World, which is a different Funtime Foxy than from the one from Sister Location. The Funtime Foxy from Sister Location has faceplates and a speaker. Well, we've actually seen fixed Funtime Foxy in FNAF World, who looks nothing like the Funtime Foxy from Sister Location. And that Funtime Foxy does not have a parrot on her shoulder. The only iteration of Foxy that is known of to have a parrot on her shoulder is Rockstar Foxy. Well, maybe the parrot got given to Mangle, but that holds about as much water as my last theory on the subject, which I don't think was that good. Also, the two stories are on a completely different timeline. My theory is that Mangle's second head is actually Balloon Boy's endoskeleton. I know, it's awful. It's an awful theory. It's probably wrong, but there is some evidence for it, surprisingly. So first of all, Mangle's second head is about the same size that it would need to be to fit inside Balloon Boy. Plus, Balloon Boy, as seen in the vents, has no endoskeleton, which is why everybody thought he was a ghost thingy back in 2015, I don't know. Anyway, so that does raise a couple questions, but there's a lot more evidence for this. Also, Balloon Boy's has no ears and is like the first animatronic to kind of the first creepy clown animatronic who's actually an animatronic, apart from the puppet. And Mangle's second head doesn't really have any ears. It just has two tiny little stubs, which couldn't even be Freddy ears. And as we know from just about every animatronic from that generation, the ears were built onto it because the animatronics were of higher budget. Also, it would make sense since Mangle is trying to rebuild himself. I'm not gonna start that. That Mangle would be trying to take other parts from other animatronics. As seen, if you brighten up this image, you can see something that kind of looks like Toy Chica's beak, and Toy Chica's beak and eyes do disappear at the middle of every night. So Mangle might have attacked Balloon Boy and taken his head, but I do have a bit more evidence for this. Back in FNAF 4, you can actually see that Balloon Boy did have an endoskeleton back in FNAF 4 in the Halloween update thingy. And Mangle was also in that game, which probably just debunked my entire theory, so why am I even making this video? Because Balloon Boy is the only one out of the Halloween update gang that Scott confirmed to be canon. I think that's the right word. But anyway, the rest never happened, and it would explain that this actually adds to my evidence because Balloon Boy would have had his endoskeleton head back in the FNAF 4 time before Mangle even existed, or as we saw in the minigames, was just a complete mess on the floor. So Mangle wouldn't have probably even existed back then, let alone been able to take Balloon Boy's head. But in FNAF 2, she probably would have been able to. Now, there's one more piece of evidence for this. Why doesn't Balloon Boy jump scare you? Out of all the animatronics, Balloon Boy is one of the only ones to not jump scare you. Again, that does dig up that whole hallucination theory, but maybe it's because Balloon Boy is operating as a normal animatronic, because the Remnant is kind of the possessed soul child stuff that is like the soul of a child when, not just child, the soul of anybody when they get put inside an animatronic. because the Remnant is gone, because the Remnant was contained in the head, and now Mangle has the Remnant, which would also explain why Balloon Boy, again, operates as just a completely normal animatronic, but he can walk. I hear you typing in the comments. This was before the bite of 87 made it so free roaming was no longer allowed. And to quote the phone guy, animatronics used to be allowed to walk around in the day too. But then there was the bite of 87. Plus, animatronics just still are allowed to walk around due to the servos locking up. So that's pretty much all of it. Tell me if this is a good theory or not. I'm really not sure whether this theory is borderline BS or actually holds some water. Just tell me in the comments whether this is anything resembling a coherent theory or whether it's just crap. I don't know. Please subscribe. I really want to make it to 100 subscribers. So, yeah, goodbye.